So welcome back, guys. Today I want to talk about um, JavaScript array method. So we are going to discuss a lot of various kind of array method. We have a lot and a lot of various kind of array methods. So but we are going to discuss few, and these few basically they are basically used often in JavaScript. So the first array method we'll talk about here is the JS length, which is the array length. Now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to create an array. So let me use cost. So I'm going to use cost. Now let us create an array for cities, for example, cities. So I'm creating an array. Now so I'm going to list like 4 or 5 cities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Tokyo. Sorry. So I'm going to say Tokyo. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say Lagos. Lagos is a city in Nigeria. So I'm going to say London. So I'm going to say, I don't know what is wrong with my keyboard. Okay. I don't know what is wrong with my keyboard. Okay. So say London. So let us just add one more. So let us say Paris. Now what I'm going to do here is that the first, like I said, the array method is the array length, which is the length method. Now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to create a variable. Let us say length, a version of length. Let us say length should be our cities dot the length of the following arrays. I get my point now. The length of the following arrays. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say alert. So I'm going to put it out. I'm going to say len, which is for the one of length. Now I'm going to save this. I've saved this already. So I'm going to put this on the Explorer, on the live server. So like I said, in array, JavaScript array basically hold a lot of items. It holds a lot of items in a single array. So in a single variable, just like for example now, like this cities here is a variable. Cities here is a variable that is holding a lot of arrays. Like I said, the JavaScript hold a lot of arrays, hold a lot of items, and a lot of items can be in form of various data types, or like in Golang only hold one kind of data type in an array. So basically we have written this array. So if you want to access the length, of the array, basically you use the word cities.length. So if I come in now and I add more cities and I say France. Okay, sorry, let me not say France, sorry. Let me say Manchester, for example. So when I save this, just watch. It has increased to 5, right? So this is how you access the length of an array. But the next thing we'll talk about here is the toString. Though basically we explained the toString in our previous video, but let me also explain it so that basically you can understand it. Now, like I said, in a toString means that you're converting from an array to a string. I get my point now. You convert from array to a string. So by doing that is that all you just have to do is just have to say cities.toString. Remember, the items of which the cities is holding, they are in array. Get my point now. They are in array, so we are converting from array to a string. So look at it now. Don't know why this place haven't changed already. So to change, also converting from array to a string. So okay, exactly, it has changed. So this is it. It has converted to a string. So now the next one we'll talk about here is the array pop. Now the array pop basically remove the last element. Now if I want to remove this last element of Manchester, basically use the array pop, use the pop method to remove the last element. I get my point now. Use pop to basically to remove the last element. Now how do I do that? Basically I'm going to use the pop method. I use the pop method to remove the Manchester. Now all I just have to do is that okay, I'll just say cities.pop. I get my point now. Cities.pop. So I will save this and I'm going to print it out. So I know it now. It removed the Manchester. It printed that Manchester has been removed. I get my point now. Has been removed. Now let me use console.log. Let me use console.log. Okay, let me copy this. Let me come here. Let me copy this. Let us use I'm going to use the Chrome browser. Let me use the Chrome browser for this, so that basically we understand it much more better. So I'm going to use the Chrome browser for it. So I'm going to change it to console.log, and I will log in this into the console. So I'm going to use the Chrome browser. Okay, say Control V. So I paste it. So I know it now. It has showed Manchester already. So I'm going to change it to console.log. I'm going to log in this into the console. So I'm going to say okay, console.log. So I save and I come here, I refresh, and then I press F12. I'm logging this into the console. I get my point now. So this is it. I don't know. Okay, so Manchester, I know it now. So basically in the pop method, remove the last element, so which is this. It has printed out the last element, which is Manchester, right? So basically, for example, now if I want to replace this Manchester with this now, here and there, all I just have to just say cities, right? So I will pass out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I pass out 4, right? So I will now say, let me replace Manchester with let us say with another city. Now let us say Delta. So I will save this. Just what I replaced it already. So I will refresh. I know it now. We printed out data. Why? Because I use basically this method of replacing it. I've replaced this Manchester with Delta. So again, so it's not going to print Manchester, because basically it's going to print out Delta. Now the next thing is that the array push. Now if you remove the last element, now you can basically add a new element to it by using the array push, using the push method. Now how can you do that? By doing that is that basically, like I said, we use the pop. Now you want to add another element to it. Now all you just have to do is just to say, okay, cities dot push. Now we are going to specify the elements that you want to add. Now let us say you want to add another cities to it. Let us add the cities from let us say Johannesburg. Okay, Johannesburg. I don't know. Okay, maybe this is the spelling, so I'm going to save this. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to refresh. So I've added this to make it 6. I don't see it now. I don't know if you get my point. So to make it 6, I've added another element to it, another element. So if I want to replace this, so let me comment on this. So I've added another element to it, which is this. So we're making 6 here and then. I don't think I'm point now. So basically, when you want to add another element to an existing arrays, you use the push. But if you want to remove the last element, you use the pop method. You get my point now. Now another thing is that when we talk about the shift method, which is the array shift. So we're going to explain the array shift. Now the array shift basically remove the first array element. It remove the first array element. Now what do I say? It remove this 2q. which is the first array element. But remember, in pop remove the last array element, or shift remove the first array element. I don't know if you can operate now. In push, add another array, while on shift basically, if shift remove this is the first array element, so the on shift method basically will now add a new element. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change it. So I'm going to remove the last element. I want to remove the last element, so I'm going to remove the first element. So when you remove the last element, use the pop method. So I'm going to come here, let me come here and say shift. So I'm say shift, so I save this, then I come here and I refresh. So created a token, right? I've removed token from the following arrays. So if I change it to something like on shift, now we have shift and on shift. Like I said, the shift method remove the first element, the first item from following array. So the on shift method basically add a new element to an array at the beginning. So if I want to add another element to an array basically at the beginning, all I just have to do just to say on shift. Remember, in the one that we did, the push basically add under array, add under items to the last to the following arrays at the last, right? So just know that pop basically remove the last element, shift basically remove the first item or element, while on shift basically is going to add another element, while push basically add another element too, which is at the ending. So now when we come to on shift, now in here I'm going to specify the element that you want to add, the item you want to add. So we want to add on that city. Now let us say delta, let us add the delta again. So I save and I come here and I refresh. So I notice it now, I have added another element, so which is this, which is the unship method. Now the other method I want to talk about here, I want to talk about now, like I said, if you want to change an element, if you want to change it where which is this, so changing an element, you make use of this method here. If you want to change an element, whatever you want to change here, you must take it using the index method to change the following element. I don't get my point now. So that is for the one of it. Now what if, for example, you want to delete an array? Now from this following array, now maybe you want to delete an array from here, you want to delete an item from this following array. Basically, to delete an array or to delete an item, basically use basically the array elements can be deleted using the JavaScript operator, which is the delete. So all you just have to do is just to declare delete, and which is the item. So let me comment on this. Okay, let me comment on this. So all I will do now is that I will say cities. For example, I will say delete is an operator. I know it now. Delete is an operator. So I will say delete. What do I want to delete now? Let me delete okay, I say cities, right? I say cities, and I will specify the item I want to delete in an index. Now if you want to change an item from the following array, use the word the index. So I will specify the item I want to delete. So let me delete Lagos from the following arrays. So I'm going to print out this in console.log. So all I will do is that to pass out the cities, right? So I save, then I come here and I refresh. I notice it now. This is showing empty. Do you know why? Now look at it. I pass out okay, I pass out 2, so 0, 1, 2. So London is now empty because I have deleted it from it. I use the which is JavaScript operator of delete to delete the following arrays. Now if I want to delete basically, let me see, if I want to delete Lagos, now let us delete Lagos. So whatever thing you want to delete, you use the delete method to delete it. So and I refresh. Okay, sorry. So and I refresh, just watch, Lagos will show empty again. I know it now. So we use the delete method basically to delete an array, to delete an item from the following arrays. Now there's something called concat. Concat is another example of array, JavaScript array method. Now in concat means method creates a new array by merging or concatenating existing array. Now you create two arrays, then you merge them together, you add them together, you concat them together. I don't even know about now. You concat them together. So I'm going to create another array. Now I've created cities. Now let me comment on this. Okay, now let me not use cities this time. Let me use okay. Let me say name of boys and girls. Came up with now. So let me say costs. Let me say boys. Okay. Boys name as an array. So let me as a variable. Sorry. So let me say Donald. Let me say Donald. Let me say Bruno. Let me say Rashford. So which is this? So let me also add now. Let me say Casemiro. So I'm going to concat by merging two arrays. So I'm going to say costs again, guest name. So I will say name. So I will say name. Then all I will just have to do is say Shirley. Let's say Shirley. I will say Gloria, for example. I will say Kia, and add one more, and I will say should I one more, should do add more, let's see Victoria. So Victoria. So all I just have to do is that I'm going to concat them together. Now how do you concat them together? First of all, you declare another array, another variable, sorry. So let us say let okay, I'm not going to say concat. Let me just say let concat should be equal to. Now you bring out the first variable, which is boy's name, now say dot concat. I get my point now. I'm now say dot concat. Now this dot concat now is that I want to concat another array to the following arrays. I want to merge them together. I get my point now. So by doing that is that I'm going to say guest name. So which is I bring out the variable which is this. So I'm concatenating them to there now. So I will now say console dot log. So console.log, I will now say concat. So I save this. Now just watch, then I will refresh and merge them together using the concat method. I know it now. We have Donald, Bruno, Rashford, Casemiro. Now these are the name of the guests. Now I have concatenated them together. I have merged them together. I don't get my bet now. So but this is how it works, right? So basically this is how it works. I don't know if you get my point now. So now let us say, for example, I'm going to convert them to a string. Now let me say cost. Let me change it to cost. Okay. Let me say let to string. Now just watch. Let's say let to string should be equal to concat dot to string. Now I'm converting it now to a string. So which is this? So I'm going to come here to by passing out to string, right? So I say to string. Okay. So to string. So I've saved this. Now watch what happen. So I'll come here. I've basically converted them to a string. I don't even have it now. So I've converted from the following arrays. I concatenated them together first. Then I convert. Look at it. I concat, like when I say concat, I add two arrays together. Then I converted from the two arrays to a string, which is the toString method. I don't even have it now. So basically, I can delete any element here. I can delete any item that I want to delete here. I don't know if you can have it now. I can delete any item that I want to delete here. I can say, for example, now I can say it should delete. Like what we did when I deleted an item. So it should delete boy's name. I don't want to see let me see Bruno. or I don't want to see Donald in the following boy's name. So all I just have to do is that, so say boy's name, then pass out the index of 0, which is Donald. So I save this and I come here, then I refresh. Are you seeing Donald here now? Donald won't show here. So but basically, if I say okay, let me remove it, let me should not convert it to a string now, let me remove this, let me should not convert it to a string. So and I save this, so I use a comment to say concat. So I save this, then I come here and I refresh. So I know it now, it will show empty. So basically this is how basically you concat. Look at it now, I'm just playing with JavaScript, I'm just playing with it here. And then another thing I want to talk about, another method we are going to talk about here. Well, basically you can measure more than one array. You can measure more than 2 array. You can create another array and merge them together. I don't figure out it now. Now how do you do that? It's just very simple. Now we have created this first array, second array. Now let us create another array. So let us say costs. But again, okay, let us see father's name. Okay. So father's name. So I'm going to the names of the father. Let us see John. So let me see John. Let me see Doe. Let me see Victor. Then let me add more. Let us say Emmanuel. So these are the father's name, right? So now look at it. I'm going to concat. We have 1 array, 2 array, 3 arrays. So I'm going to concat them together. Now how do I will say calls concat breast name? So which is this? The concat. So I have declared the second array, which is the guest name. Which is the guest name is a variable that is holding a lot of arrays. All I just have to do is just say comma, then I put the father's name. Now I'm concating various 3 arrays together. I'm adding them together. So I'm going to come here, then I'm going to refresh. That's all. I know it now. Basically concat more than 1 arrays together. So it's very easy. All you have to do just to follow, understand the index, understand the following index, understand how the array. Now, but basically you can flat an array. Now you can basically flat an array. Flatten array is another array method. Now let us explain that. Let us do that. So let me comment on this. So I'm going to run this. So I'm going to come here. So okay. So now let us say costs. So let us declare a variable. Let us say array. So we want to flat an array. Lot of array. Now we're going to say flatten array is this how it is done. Now let us say basically let us use numbers this time. So let us say 1, 2. Now we have 2 numbers here, right? So we now say this flatten on that array. Let us say 4 and 5. So let us also flat on that array. So let us say 6 and 7. Now I want to flat this following arrays now. Now how do we do that? Is that we can say okay. Now the next thing is to declare another variable. Let us say let's flat. Or so we use flat. Okay, let us say let new array should be equal to. Then you bring this array, which is array dot flat. So we want to flat this following array. So we're going to say console.log pass out new array. So I save this, then I come here, then I refresh. So I have flattered. How you want it now? I have flattered these following arrays all together, because if we say this, I know it now. This one here is in the following index. I don't get my point now. Even if I come here and I say array, so when I enter to show input all these arrays all together, 1, 2, 3 here, and then So even if I say new array, which is the one that I declare, and it now bring out the flat arrays of which the arrays that are being flatted on it. So these are some of the array method. The last array method we're going to discuss here is that we're going to discuss the slice method. We are going to explain basically the slice method. We have the slice and splice, but okay, let me just explain the two. Now when we talk about the slice method, is that slice, S-L-I-C-E, slices out a piece of an array. It slices out a piece of an array, while the splice method adds new items to an array. Add new items to an array. Now let us use the splice. Now, but basically remember we also talk about the unshift method of which add a new items or a new array, a new item to follow arrays at the ending. So likewise on shift remove the first array items. So now let us use the splice method as well to add arrays to follow to add items to following arrays. So now let me comment on this. So I will come here, I will say okay, let me say cost, let us declare an array. Now let us say food. So I want to declare the kind of food now. So let us say okay, let us say beans, let us say rice, let us say potato. Now okay, let us declare more. Let us say yam, for example. So this is it, right? So what I want to do now is that we're splicing an array. Like I said, to splice means that is to add new items to an array. Here, adding new items to an array. So we're going to say food. Okay, food.splice. Food.splice. We want to splice it. So let us add okay, let us say 2. We're adding a number 20 7 8. Now let us not add numbers this time again. Let us add a string. Let us add but remember okay, let us leave it this way. We all know that 2 7 they are not full, but basically let us just leave it that way. So let us say push that thing again, kind of food again. So let us say Gary is from Nigeria, I think so. So let us save this. Okay, I haven't printed out, so let me say console.log. So I will say food. So I will save this and I come here, then I refresh. So I know it now. Look at it. Remember we only have beans, rice, right? Beans, rice and yam. Is it beans, rice? Let me look at it again. Beans, rice, potato, yam. Beans, rice, potato, yam. Let me come again. Beans, rice, potato and yam. And I did Gary right? So we only printed out 7 and 8. Do you know the reason why I printed 7 and 8? Why? Because we only have beans, which is 0, 2. So no need to print out beans again. But basically, because beans here is this 0. So potato here is this. That's why I need to print that 2 and 0. So but basically, if I change it to something like 1, 2, 3, let me change it to 5. Then let me change it to 6. So let me save this and I refresh. So I know it now. It is shifting. I know it now. So this is the splice method. Now the last thing we're going to talk about here is this the slice method. Now the slice method, like I said, is slices out a piece of an array. So let us talk about the slice method now. Okay, which is like I said, which is the slice method. Now the slice method, like I said, it remove or slices out a piece of an array into a new array, or slices out a piece of an array from an array or into a new array. So what I want to do now is that we are going to splice that out. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me remove this. So let me remove this. Let me say Okay, okay. Let me say let's slice, not splice, because we have explained splice not quite too long, so we say slice. So we say, let me not spell it, let me just say slice. So it's equals to food dot slice, right? So we are going to pass out the index of which we want to slice. Let us say 1. So we are going to come here and we are going to say SLI and this. So I save this because of the log, and I come here and I refresh. So I notice it now. It slices out a piece from the following array. So which is basically, which is this. So we have 0 1, right? We have I think 0 1, which is this. So it slices out these particular beans from it. So like for example, now let us change it to 2 and I save it, then I refresh. I know see it now. It's changing out, printing out, remove this, which is the rice. So these are basically, these are the slice method work. So basically I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.